Hi, it's Bailey from Glowforge.
And Nick from Glowforge.
And we're going to print on something really fun today. Nick and I just kind of raided our pantries.
Yep.
And so today we're actually going to do some printing on food. You might have seen this on Instagram or just around the Glowforge socials. We think it's really fun. We've seen lots of folks experiment with food.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And there's always so many comments on those posts as well about how did you do this? What is it like to print on food? So we thought, well, let's just show you. Let's grab some things. And these, admittedly, are things that we've not really printed on before.
No, we haven't tried this yet. This is all on the fly. And I wanted to mention, disclaimer, Nick and I will not be eating the food that we are printing because this Glowforge has had all sorts of acrylic and wood and other materials in it. We do recommend that if you're planning to print on food that you then eat, that you use a dedicated, clean Glowforge for that. That being said, this is just for fun today. Yes. So we've got a few things coming. Already in the bed, we have a tortilla. We've got an English muffin, a Madeleine cookie, and some mini macarons. So,
we've been laughing about how beige all of this food is.
Beige.
That was not really intentional. I hope it doesn't reflect badly on Bailey and I's diet, but...
We've been on a low-carb diet, so we're starving. No, not really. I love the carbs, but... It
is making me very hungry, though. Yes. I'm excited for this.
So we're going to get started with the tortilla.
We're just going to jump right in and see.
There's already a tortilla in this Glowforge.
And there we go. You can see it right there. And as we were thinking about stuff to design and to print on this tortilla, I was thinking, well, that looks remarkably like the surface of the moon when I look at it right there. So we picked up from the Glowforge catalog, from the Glowforge premium software tools, this icon of an astronaut holding a flag. And we're going to use some settings that we found on the community forum to engrave it on there, and we'll see what happens. Yeah,
so the Glowforge community forum is community.glowforge.com. And if you're not familiar, it is a plethora, a wealth of information about Glowforge.
So much.
Folks share all sorts of experiments and finished prints, and they want to brainstorm, and they want to all the things. So any food items or unusual materials, period, I would go there first to check who else with a Glowforge has tried it. So just now, 5 minutes ago, before we turn on the camera, we went on the forum and typed in tortilla. And I found this great post. It's called Food Settings and Results from Beyond the Manual. And you can see
that's very descriptive. That's awesome.
Here, there's a, what does this say? Waffle cone, yes, a tortilla. So this gives us our tortilla settings that we're going to use. So a lot of you all, when you ask this, you're like, what settings are we using? Make sure that you start with something that the community forum suggests. It's a good place to start.
We're probably going to have a sacrificial tortilla here, but this might save you one. It gives you a shortcut, a head start, if you like.
Okay, also in this post, maybe we can put them up on screen. Somebody's done an egg, both the outside, so it looks like it's a hard-boiled egg, cut in half. They've done both the outside, the white curved part, and also the yolk.
And it works great.
A cheesecake.
Really impressive. Cheesecake is impressive.
A sashimi, so like the raw bit of the fish, and it looks like it just cooked that little bit. And then this is a sweet potato pie. So
that's amazing. It really is. It's so fun. It's so fun. Well, let's jump right into it and see what happens, right? We're making some assumptions here that bread products probably kind of engrave sort of the same.
Hopefully.
Let's see. We'll learn together. But I've got my settings here. Like Bailey mentioned, we got these off the community forum. And just to show people out there how I input those into my software, I went down to manual, clicked this little arrow, and then I adjusted these values right here. And we're basically changing the speed at which the laser moves and the power that it's outputting. And then I hit the little plus button up here, gave it a name, and that's what resulted in my tortilla setting that you can see down here. And that way in the future, anything else that you put into your Glowforge, any design you have can then be engraved onto any tortilla that you put in your Glowforge just by selecting it. I know you've always needed that, right?
It's true. The time I could have saved with the tortilla setting. I love that.
So I'm going to put this, I'm actually just going to put it right back in the middle. Let's just see what happens. We're going to hit print. I have no idea how long this is going to take.
What's going to happen?
Yeah, it's going to be great. And I hope it works. And if it does, I don't expect to see any boring tacos in the future.
That's right. Okay.
3 minutes.
Only
okay.
3.5 minutes.
That's
okay,
not too bad. Let's kick it off.
So the most exciting part, arguably, was
apart from eating the tortilla,
a little view of our studio here. Yeah, okay, so here's the tortilla before you see it, and here's the glowing button. I will press it, and here we go.
Beautiful.
Okay, it's happening. I'm gonna go around front and see.
I mean, I can see it. It looks great.
It's appearing. I see some astronaut feet appearing.
That's really incredible.
Yeah, food has always been such a intriguing thing to try in the Glowforge. So I'm imagining and I like to imagine, because we do advise maybe that you don't eat the food. I actually think that there's still uses for
You smell that? A little bit of toast in the air. Yeah. Sorry.
I actually think there's still a use for food that you're not going to eat. Like literally you just said, imagine this engraves beautifully, and then you have a taco party, and you could engrave the different toppings on the taco, or do a drinks menu on a tortilla. You could do something clever where it's not intended to eat, but it enhances the theme.
Exactly.
It's just clever.
Yeah. Also, it's just fun. You should probably just try it. Why not, right?
I love it. Yeah.
And this is, I'm so impressed at the level of detail that we're getting on this already. The color is perfect. And that community setting that we got from the forum looks like it's bang on.
Can we get that on the, see the...
Yeah, look at this. That's the legs.
The legs there on the tortilla.
Oh yeah, and that's me as well in the game.
Yes, hello. Yeah, pretty fun.
That's it, we're 2 minutes in. We'll let that keep going and probably stare at it a little bit more. Now, the nice thing about the tortilla is it's really thin. So we can just whack that right into the Glowforge on top of the crumb tray that's normally in there. No additional work required. And for some of these other things, like the English muffin, for example, this exceeds our 0.5 inch height restriction with the crumb tray in place.
And we just forgot our English muffin slicer.
We did.
We were just laughing. Okay, so I typed in English muffin on the forum. You'll find this if you look. Again, community.glowforge.com. I typed in English muffin just to see if someone had specifically tried an English muffin. And I didn't find that, but I did find someone who has used a Glowforge to alter their bagel slicer, which was too wide for a standard English muffin.
Hate it when that happens, right?
That's so that their English muffin will sit in the middle, the slice will still be in the middle, you don't have uneven thicknesses. I love it. These are the kind of problems we're solving with Glowforge.
Oh, and it's incredible. And, honestly, that person probably could have gone out and bought something, right? But they didn't. They adapted something they already had very easily, probably with a lot of satisfaction too. They seem pretty proud of that project. Absolutely. And then they shared it with the world. So we know that's possible. Now we are going to go all out and actually just take the crumb tray out and stick this right in there. Right. We might have to raise it up a little bit. And we did do a deep dive on crumb tray removable and kind of how that process works.
Really recently. Yeah, it'll be aired. I don't think when we're recording this, it hasn't quite aired yet. So
that could be true.
It'll be coming soon.
Yes, but check that out. It'll be on Glowforge TV. But you'll see the basic premise too with this. And I think that'll be the same for our macarons as well.
And you'll notice...
This is not a macaron, this is Madeleine,
if you look at the Madeleine or the macaron up close, or really any of these, they're not perfectly flat surfaces.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that we're lucky that the Glowforge is able to compensate for. We'll use our set focus feature, which we go over in the crumb tray episode, but we'll show you again. And that way, this is actually curved. The Glowforge will be able to stay in focus over the curve of the surface of the cookie.
Pretty neat.
Yeah.
And we got 14 seconds left on our astronaut.
Okay. Oh my gosh, it looks great.
I am so impressed with the amount of detail that we were able to get out of that.
Okay.
For just a little on a whim print. We're talking intricate florals and paisleys and everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. Should I pull it out?
Yeah, I don't want it to fall. Oh, no, it's still good.
It seems to be fine. Wow. You might even be able to see that on that camera, but here's a close-up with that.
Oh my god.
And like we said, we've not tried this before, so we didn't really know what to expect. But actually, even down to this flagpole, this is so thin. And
quite
it rendered
fragrant.
Perfectly. Yeah, quite fragrant.
Yeah.
Still somewhat flexible.
Oh, yeah,
seems like the fan maybe dried the top out a little bit, but it seems to be all right. Yeah, it hasn't gone all the way through.
All right, well, that was experiment number one. Who's up next? Is it the English muffin?
Yeah, should we do that?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
All right, so for this one, we're going to remove the crumb tray, like you were saying. So I will move around to the front and do that.
Perfect.
Like we said, we have a whole episode on this, but it's really simple. You just open the lid. This little door folds down like so. And pull this out.
There we go. Perfect. And I think we're going to have to raise this up just a little bit. So I'm going to pop a couple of sheets of sacrificial, well, not sacrificial, but just cardboard that we had lying around the studio, just to prop that up. And we always recommend try and keep the print for something like this in the center if you can. It just helps in terms of accuracy. And we're going to let our software take that photo and update what we can see in our browser just like normal. And from there, we just print like we always would do pretty much.
With set focus?
With set focus, yeah, absolutely. Okay, perfect. So, oh wow, that image looks so crazy.
Now it looks like there's an astronaut on.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. That's so good. That's so good. Okay, all right. Well, for the English muffin, we have a little pat of butter, which we can engrave on the top here.
Nutritious breakfast, butter and bread.
I mean, it's delicious. You can't argue with it. This is the set focus tool that Bailey was mentioning, and this helps the Glowforge know exactly how high your object is and increases the accuracy at which you can print. And to use it, we just click in these 3 dots right here, choose set focus, and then click on the surface of the object you're printing on. Right now, it's a muffin. Not a sentence I think I would be saying very often, but it could be a leather wallet, it could be a serving tray.
To be accurate.
Yes, that's true.
Down to the 1,000th of an inch.
Nothing worse than a sloppy English muffin.
No.
I mean, it would not do, Bailey. It would not do. And once again, we found some settings online, so I saved those in here. Less conviction about how well these are going to do, but we'll try it.
Yeah, we'll see.
You may have noticed there with set focus, it did a calculation and it adjusted the image on the screen. It actually zoomed out a little bit. And that's just a more accurate representation when I'm playing my design. Let's say I had a circle and I wanted to get near the edge. I would want to use set focus to make sure I could do that. So we'll work that in the middle. I've got my settings. We're going to press print. And let's see what happens. I'm imagining maybe a little bit shorter than 3 minutes for this one.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It might be even a bigger. It might be a bigger engrave. I'm not sure.
It's wider but less tall. So
yeah,
3 minutes. There we go.
Okay.
We saved 30 seconds.
All right.
Here
we go. Again, lest you forget. Here's what a plain, unengraved English muffin looks like. And here we go with the engraved. This is too fun. I'm trying to think of all the different things we've experimented with food at the Glowforge office. I remember early on, I think I've told this story before, and I do not recommend it. It was a failed food experiment, but our CEO, Dan, had done some kind of like podcast interview or something, and as a thank you, they had sent a box of ice cream to the office, and there was dry ice in it, and we were like, let's put it in the Glowforge.
Let's see what happens.
And it was kind of cool. It kind of engraved away. We did the Glowforge logo and engraved away the logo, and then the steam that comes off of the dry ice kind of like had the shape of the Glowforge logo. So it was kind of cool, but
I mean, I would say that doesn't sound like it failed at all. That sounds awesome.
But then the ice, didn't look engraved when we took it out. It just looked the same.
So for like a moment on video, great. Otherwise, not a lasting impression.
Exactly. But
I believe as well, Dan went through a sous vide phase, and I think we tried like sous vide a chicken breast, which of course doesn't look very appetizing once it's cooked.
We did.
Put it in there and added some embellishment.
Yep.
Don't think that looked very nice or very appetizing, to be honest.
Stan's face on a pancake once. That was for like a news segment like 5 years ago. So fun.
We've been on The Price is Right a few times. We did, as part of that, engrave Drew Carey's face on some macarons for them as part of the show. So we've done that. Faces on things seems to be quite popular.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I remember we had a customer who bought a Glowforge for a corporate retirement party, and they specifically wanted to give out macarons with the person retiring face on them.
There we go. Yeah,
so they bought it for that. It's hilarious.
That's so funny. Yeah. And if you had a clean Glowforge, you could absolutely eat those. If you didn't, but you still wanted to do something like that, you could always create a little stencil, I suppose, and then use some of that edible spray paint.
That's the thing. If you want to think outside the box, or you don't have a Glowforge that you're comfortable eating things directly out of, that's cool. I understand. Then things like stencils for food is brilliant. Mold stencils, cake toppers. There's lots of just accessories for food.
Right.
There's lots of things
absolutely.
You can do.
You don't need to eat them, but it makes it look good.
Exactly. Okay, I've been peeking.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good.
It's interesting. It's a different effect because there's kind of like, rather than just a char, there's kind of like a dust, a flour, the whole thing that it's burned away.
Yeah, and it's a darker surface to start with, so the engraving is a little less contrasty, and we could probably either decrease the speed or up the power.
Definitely.
To darken that a little bit, but I mean, it's very clear.
It's showing up. Yeah,
and again,
it
it's super crisp. Like it's engraving as well as it would do on a piece of mat board or card or something like that. I'm very surprised at how much detail it's holding. Yeah, that's super, super cool. What next do you think? Should we do macaron or Madeleine? We've done macarons before. I've never done a Madeleine.
I know. Yeah.
Should we try that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I jumped on Instagram and tried to find some food photos of what people have done. I found a couple. Okay, so marshmallows. We meant to bring marshmallow today, but Nick and I both independently of each other have mysterious marshmallow disappearances.
I don't know what happened. It certainly wasn't me.
It wasn't me either.
Do you have a 4-year-old at home? It's very
I have a husband
possible.
who likes marshmallows. That's what happened to me.
Kyle, if you're listening.
But yeah, marshmallows are super cool. This is a really fun one for weddings because the s'mores bars are really big.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a wheel of brie that still has like the rind on it, and then they've engraved into the rind, "Sweet dreams are made of cheese. Who am I to disagree?" You know the song?
Slow clap for that one, I think. That's fantastic.
This is a classic. This is over 3 years old or something, but we had to show this. Somebody has engraved President Obama's face on a slice of toast. I mean,
there's probably a backstory to it. Unfortunately, we don't know what it is.
And then this last one is, I don't know why, but yeah, they're graham crackers, but they, from Harry Potter, have engraved the Marauder's map. I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good. So.
Wow. Again, great detail.
Yeah. I mean, that looks to me. It looks like this one's beautiful.
Professionally printed, right?
It's like a tattoo or something.
Yeah.
So those are really fun. Y'all are up to, and lots of pies. Lots of pies with pie printed on it.
Yes.
Like the 3.14 Pi Day joke.
Yep.
You all are onto that.
I mean, why not, right?
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay.
So here's
the finished
muffin.
Muffin, yes. Here we go.
We've got this Madeleine in place on here.
And then we're putting the Madeleine in.
Like that. Stick that down.
Are you just going to use the same settings again?
I think the ones I found for a piece of cake were slightly different, but let's see. Who knows?
Oh yeah, we went with cake for this one. It's a little spongier, I would imagine. Like, I don't know. We've got kind of 2 different darkness levels.
Yeah, and there's a lot of sugar.
And I didn't smell. So I didn't smell the English muffin like I smelled the tortilla.
Right. Agreed. So set focus once again, and what I'm checking is to make sure that little laser dot actually hits the Madeleine. And it did. Perfect. Okay, great.
Nick is trying to take all of the joy out of eating a cookie by printing the number of calories on it. They put it on the packaging, but once you take it out of the package, then you can just forget it.
Yeah, it's too easy, right? Yeah. And in all honesty, I'm sure a single Madeleine doesn't have 200 calories in it, but...
Let's not look. Let's not.
Yeah. I mean, we could have gone with like 1 cookie a day or something like this. If we, why do that? We're getting ready for summer, so. All right, so I got my setting here, Madeleine, and I actually have the text broken out into 2 lines here. So I'm going to click Madeleine for this one here, and then go up to 200 and click it again, and you'll see how they change.
Oh, I see what you did. Just because are they different fonts? Is that why?
Yeah, different fonts, different sizes.
I see.
Exactly. But other than that, everything else is the same. So let's hit print. Let's see what happens. What do we think for this one? This one, print stopped. Now, that's interesting. This might be because of set focus, because of the height of the Madeleine.
Is it
It might be too low.
Short?
Yeah. So let's do that trick that we did last time.
So what we think just happened is that the Glowforge is telling us that the Madeleine is too low down in the bed for it to find it, for it to be in the spot where the laser can actually hit it and make a mark. So to fix that, what we do is we're just going to actually, I guess we can just put the crumb tray back in. Is that what we're going to try?
I'm going to do it like this, yeah. So right now, this is the trick that we showed. We're going to super speed it. Crumb tray on top of the Glowforge. Your object needs to be at least as high as this, preferably just a hair higher, say 1/8 of an inch. And if I put those on there and put the
too low.
Too low. So we got to get a couple more bits of material underneath there.
I'm kind of glad this happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's helpful, right?
This would have been a good addition to our crumb tray stream the other day.
I know a lot of people are in need of engraving.
A little bit more.
We got a little bit more. Are in need of engraving Madeleines. So you know, we are doing very important work here.
I think we can
go one more.
One more? Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's okay if it's a little higher.
Yeah, up to 1/2 inch higher. So we want to make sure the lowest point of our
Okay,
of our
so if
Madeleine.
I show this to you from the side so you can see on my camera here, this is the crumb tray, and then what we've done is create enough height with these scraps so that the Madeleine, you know, is seated above it.
Yeah. And what I'm going to do is basically take this whole stack of material right here and pop that into the Glowforge as if it was the crumb tray.
Yep.
So there we go. Take that out. Open that lid. Stick that in.
It's so smart.
I mean, it keeps it nice and simple, right?
Yeah.
It's really, let's just straighten that up a little bit. There we go. Now it's kind of off to one side. This is sort of leaning.
Yes, I was
let's see what happens with
that.
Yeah, maybe it won't be a problem. Maybe it will. Maybe we'll see the difference. We can illustrate what happens when the print works.
You'll need to make some kind of Madeleine jig that holds them in place perfectly.
Exactly. And if you switch to my screen, you can probably see down there in the bottom right, we've got a little message from Glowforge saying material thickness. Your material must be less than 1/2 inch tall with the tray in, or between 1.5 and 2 inches with the tray out. So that's telling us exactly what happened.
That's great.
Hopefully this time, when we do our 3 dots, set focus, and then click on that Madeleine again, we're going to watch the head zoom across and shoot the laser at the material. The camera's going to take, oh, I just missed it.
Oh, I missed it.
Just missed it.
Good thing you were watching. I can't see from this angle.
This is, with small stuff, you kind of have to keep an eye on it, because if we've made an assumption about how high it is, the image that you're looking at might not be very accurate.
Yeah.
And so that laser can sometimes just go off the edge.
Yeah.
And we want to be as accurate as we can.
We're not trying to engrave on this cardboard. Yeah.
Exactly. We're going to do that. And this time, because it went to the left-hand side, I'm going to click on the right-hand side right here. So we should be able to get the laser dot to hit the middle. Take a little peek. Dot comes across. Oh, I missed it again. I still need to go further. All right. Sometimes these things happen.
Yeah.
This is the thing with testing, right? And this is why we have these tools built into. At least this way we can see exactly why something is happening, as opposed to just having absolutely no idea.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is saying focusing, ready, 3 dots. So we were going far too far to the left. Now, I'm thinking out loud. Last time I clicked here and the dot went to the left. We need to come to the right, so I need to click maybe out here. I'm effectively compensating a little bit. Now, another thing we can do is go to, oh, you see how that went?
That went for way further over now.
You know what it is? I'm watching this and it's upside down.
Backwards.
Yes.
Yeah. You're going.
I thought I knew what I was doing.
Like, and I was like, inches over now.
I'm starting to sweat a little bit over here. I do know what I do. I promise everybody. All right, so let's go to this
But you're
side.
seeing a mirror image of it, because it's like,
Yes.
this is upside down.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah,
there we
yeah.
go. That looks more like it. Let's see where that dot goes. Right on the top.
Ah.
Okay. Perfect. So if you're like us and you're live streaming a print on a Madeleine and your system is backwards,
You're standing
don't
behind
forget to
your
mirror the things we learn.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, so that's focusing. It's going to do its thing. We're going to turn this a little bit just to straighten it up. It is ready to print. We have our settings enabled. You saw that image zoom out because it's adjusted it. Press print because we're still in the center. We'll hit that button. Moment of truth. Let's give it a go.
Only a minute.
A minute 20.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty small print, this
This
one.
is a quick one.
Yeah. And this we got a lot of like toasted bread smells
Yeah.
before.
This one's got sugar, so
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's.
We might get some caramel notes, maybe some
it's
sort of cake type thing.
I'm hoping for like a Main Street of Disneyland smell.
Oh, it is going. It's not changing the color dramatically, but it is working. Look at that. Oh, maybe it is actually. I hope you can see what we can see. There's always this one light that seems to go.
Yeah, it's that. I know.
The big balloon light. It's
I
always
know.
where the laser wants to be. Maybe we need to have a remote control to turn it off when we switch to the handheld camera.
It's doing
or
the
something.
200 part here. I'll put this down and let it. It's doing the 200. It's quite light. It's not.
It is quite
We'd
light.
probably want it darker.
Should we cancel it? Do another one darker?
Sure.
Let's show everybody what that looks like. It'd be really quick. So I'm going to just cancel this print. We won't touch or move anything, so the next print will go exactly where this other one was.
Yeah. So
jump into my setting.
If you cancel it and let it move backwards. Oh, well, actually, you could just let it finish, can't you? And then we'll see how light it is.
Yeah, and then we
we'll
could adjust
compare.
from there. So if I jump onto my screen right here and click into one of my settings, so this is my Madeleine, and I had speed at 800 and power at 50.
Okay.
Now what we could do is either slow it down, which would effectively increase the power over time.
Speed at 600 or something.
Or we could increase the power. Now I don't like waiting, so I'm going to choose to increase the power instead of slowing it down, but it's well worth experimenting. So let's just put the power up to 100. Let's double it.
All right.
Let's see what happens
So
there.
while you do that, here, let's check out what the result is on those settings. So you can see it says 200 kcals because Nick is European, so he uses kcals. But yeah, we think we can do it better with these new settings. So let's see. We're not going to move it at all.
Nope, not at all. I'm just going to come up to here and toggle this one. Make sure this one is at 100. Perfect. Now, technically, we are engraving on top of a setting we've already used.
Right.
So this isn't truly representative, but...
Of what, like a
be,
first pass result would be?
Yeah.
Sure.
But it's going to be very interesting just to see. And it's very possible that this material might not get dark when you apply more power. Sometimes things don't do that. Maybe this might just go deeper, or it might just be a melty, gooey mess, and we'll have ruined this Madeleine.
Ooh, I hope that happens.
It's
something it just collapses in, maybe. Something dramatic.
It's very possible. There you go, a minute
it's the
20.
Exact same time?
Exact same time, because we didn't change the speed, remember?
Oh, okay.
Just the power.
Right, just the power.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
and
let's see
what
what
did you do the power to again?
I doubled it. So it was 50. I went to 100, which may well be exaggerating the difference, but it's working.
It's looking much darker?
Yeah, it's deeper and darker.
Okay, let's see if I can capture that here. Oh, yeah.
Right? That's making a big difference. So thinking out loud now the gears are turning in my head. Because of the depth that we're creating with this and the lines, what if you were to do this on a cake and then use like a piping bag or something to fill in that recess with icing?
Because then you could do really like illustrative things without being an illustrator.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow,
I always watch those cake shows and people do these really great floral scenes and stuff like that. I can't do that freehand.
I'm a big
But if I could
fan.
do this, I could absolutely cheat.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know, I want that. I want to get all of them Glowforges on those shows. I've been watching Is It Cake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stunning television. It really is. Netflix did a good job on that one. This is, and we've actually had Glowforges behind the scenes on a few Netflix shows in the past, actually. I honestly can't remember the name of the one we just did, but there was one with one of the bakers. The name escapes me.
I don't know who.
And now, as I'm thinking as well, maybe I'm not supposed to say.
I know.
So I'm not going to think too hard.
Sometimes we know secret stuff, but
and I forget what the secret is.
A Glowforge has been on many a movie set. Let's just put it that way. Ooh!
Look at that.
Okay, that turned out really good.
That's
pretty.
So now we could absolutely do better with the centering and stuff, but you know,
I mean, check out that result though. That looks great.
Right? That's so clear.
Oh yeah.
Sadly, it didn't make me not want to eat it though. And in fact, it smells better than it did before because of that.
It does smell really good, yeah. I can definitely smell
One day, smell-o-vision, right?
All right, we have one more
Let's do this macaron.
treat left to engrave. Are we going to do the same settings for this one, you think? Or no, we had macaron settings.
We did have macaron settings, which were quite different actually. They were quite low power, weren't they?
were, yeah. I got this one from the forum, a post called Engraved Macarons and Beyond the Manual. And they suggested for engrave 800 with 20% speed and 275 lines per inch.
You got it.
So, so many numbers. So.
All right, so that's what we've got here, and I guess this is it's a much lighter sort of baked product, right? It's a
well, it's
like
egg based. It's like a meringue.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, exactly. I think it's going to be totally different. It doesn't have the moisture in it, maybe that some of these like this does.
Mm-hmm. All right, so use my set focus again, and I think we just missed. So I got to use my same thinking backwards and upside down.
You've got a smaller target this time.
I also wonder, thinking about this too, this is a little bit higher, so I might need to pull out a piece of material that's in there. But let's see what happens. So I'm going to try one more time. So it went too far this way. I want to go the opposite way. The show is called Watching Nick Learn and Think in a Mirror.
Yeah. It's like my nightmare. That's like watching Bailey parallel park or try to find her car for that matter, but as a show.
Somehow I feel like people would watch things like that. I mean, you know, you can make...
I'm not terrible at parallel parking, but I want to do it, completely alone with no one watching. I don't have to do it very much. I'm lucky.
All right, so that seemed to have worked this time.
Woohoo! Oh, that's pretty.
We've got oh no, look, see, I've got a couple of messages saying error.
Oh.
So I think maybe it is actually a little bit too high.
Let's take out one of the...
Yeah, maybe one of the thick pieces of acrylic that was in there, just to reduce that height. And of course, again, we could have just put the crumb tray on top of the Glowforge and checked this, but we, assumed we knew everything. Never assume. My mom would say that a lot.
Yes. Ooh. I did it the really easy way.
Yeah. Hey,
Follow me for more
got the job
tips.
The inside of this Glowforge smells really nice right now. I gotta
it
say.
does. It's like a bakery in here. It really is. Okay.
All right. So try one more time. It's scanning. We're taking that bed image again. Once it says select material, I can go to my three dots, choose set focus. I'm gonna click on the top of the. You see how the image moved?
Oh. Yeah.
That's okay. And that, again, that's because of its processing. So it's definitely gonna miss, and that's okay. It's no problem at all. We'll just let it do its thing.
It's so cool. Set focus really, you can see when it's that drastic, how much it really makes a difference. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's a really useful tool. I kind of wish that it was mandatory for everybody out there to use it. It seems like it's slowing us down here, but really secretly it's speeding us up.
Yeah.
So I definitely think it's very valuable. So let's give this one more try and see.
Okay. That looks
now, I'll also
from
mention,
here.
yeah, there we go. That hit it that time. I also mentioned that here in the office for these streams, we're using cellular Wi-Fi, like basically a phone. We don't have Wi-Fi yet set up in our office.
That's true. We're in this new studio.
Yeah.
We don't have full Wi-Fi yet. Yes.
Sometimes these pictures sending back and forth to and from the Glowforge take a second or two longer than they do at home.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there's our design. Let's just make that a tad smaller. right in the middle, press print. Our button will light up. Now the nice thing about set focus is Glowforge has already done its calculations in terms of like the focusing and the height of the lenses and stuff. So this button starts glowing almost immediately. Okay. We've got 3 minutes for this one.
Oh wow, it's a little bit longer. It's more detailed.
More detailed, yeah. And this setting that someone recommended had more lines per inch, which means more passes this way.
Hopefully.
Yeah, let's see.
It'll be good because these are not as detailed. So this is cool to have something a bit more intricate to look at for the last print.
And it looks like it's working great.
Yay!
Yeah, I thought we'd go with something a little bit more detailed with this one.
Yeah, macarons are a really, really popular one. I don't know if they still sell them at Starbucks. I went to one, but it was a Starbucks within a grocery store, so I don't think I had the full offering. But these were the frozen ones from Trader Joe's, though. I think from Trader Joe's. Are they from Whole Foods?
Yeah, they are. No, these were from Trader Joe's. Yeah, the frozen section. You know, if you're a macaron connoisseur and you actually want to eat them, maybe not the best, but for a practice like this. You know, I'm sure it's much cheaper than going across to France.
Floral engraved macarons could just be beautiful for like just props for photo shoots. Like if you're again, if you're a Glowforge owner and you don't sell food and you're like, why would I want to engrave on a macaron? Maybe you sell, you know, food adjacent things or party supplies or something like that, and imagine just this extra bit of like custom detail to your photo shoot or your store display or your booth or something like that.
Yep.
Food as props.
I mean,
let's look at it in process. Nick's hungry.
Yeah, clearly.
It's like you don't need to tell me. Oh, it's very delicate.
It is very delicate, much more so than I thought it was going to be. Actually,
delicate result there. You can see.
Which is, I mean, that's interesting because that shows really how fine a level of detail you would be able to capture. I might be tempted in my design to sort of thicken up those lines a little bit to make it a little bit more bold, or maybe increase the power a little bit too, so we're melting that surface a little bit more. But again, I mean, really, just like printing on a piece of wood, a piece of acrylic, we put our material in, we chose our setting. This time we went to the forum for a consult, if you like. Threw it in there, you set focus, and printed. They're just the same as on anything else.
Yes, I'm excited to try some different things too. We stuck with kind of some carbs here. I guess that's what we had on hand today. I want to try some like
fresh vegetables would be nice.
Like an avocado, I feel could work well.
Yeah, right.
Apple maybe.
We've definitely engraved the outside of a banana skin. That works really well. It did oxidize over time, which is interesting. So that one got darker as time went on.
Like during just that day.
Yeah. We did it for our last video shoot, actually. No, the one before.
Oh, really?
The one with the lunch bag. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that. That's really funny.
We'll see if we can share it. And what else have we done? I'm trying to think.
I've just seen, lots of pies. I've seen hamburger buns.
Coffee bean.
Oh,
somebody in the office did do a coffee bean the other day, and that looked really good. It almost looked photoshopped. Yeah, I bet that did smell really good. But that was a really crisp result too.
Well, this is very light. This kind of reminds me of one of those like hand poke tattoos.
Yeah, right.
Really delicate. Dr. Wu.
Yeah. It really is. That's nice though.
Yeah.
And I think the interesting thing about that drawing as well, because of the detail that we've got, you could do really fine text and it would probably still be very readable too. Sometimes text and things like that doesn't translate very well if it hasn't printed crisply and an image works better, but this, you could get a ton.
Are we almost done? Cool. It looks almost finished.
We are,
okay,
4 seconds.
Okay, great. Okay.
There we go.
So so if we were going to do a whole batch of these, I'd make them a little darker, but I do like the delicate effect.
I would call that a, mostly success. I would like to work on some improvement for that, I think. And yeah, you're absolutely right. Just by increasing the power a little bit.
Here's everything we did today. This is Nick's lunch.
I promise, this is work, everybody. This is what they call work. But yeah, that's great. I mean, I think between the tortilla and the Madeleine, those two worked out really well. Yeah, and this one as well. If we increase the power, maybe make that a little darker.
This is a great party trick. Next time you have people over, you're bored, just say, what do you want to put in the Glowforge? A tortilla chip?
Right. Kids' birthday party getting a bit out of hand. Like, I guarantee they would love to do this one.
Well, that was fun. We've always been talking about doing food for a show, but we haven't done it yet. So let us know what other food you'd like to see. You can comment, or if you're on Glowforge TV, drop us a suggestion in the suggestion box if you see it. Hopefully it's on the page that you're on. We're trying to get that there. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Bye.